Hello and welcome everybody. This is going to be the gem feature. I was going to do these stones yesterday, but my phone is all at capacity and doesn't like to upload my content. It generally takes about 12 hours, so any of you techie viewers, feel free to post some recommendations in the comments because I need some new equipment if I'm going to keep up with the demands of the channel. So the stones today, we had two come in yesterday, Larimar and Shiva Lingham. And then I did the reading and showed them briefly during the readings. And they really were perfectly timed for the messages that came through. So do check out the Daily Dharma there. It's the parts 1 and 2. I believe it's Soul Tribe and Star Family were the beginning words. So anyways, let's do just a little bit on these stones. So I use these as sometimes my masculine and feminine. I mean, I did feature the moonstone a few days ago. It comes in many different colors, and that's definitely connected with the feminine moon cycles. And Larimar, I would say, is a different type of feminine. So the moon is more priestess energy. I don't know how to describe this one. I take this Larimar as more of a watery realm, and that comes into the information. I did check it out in the book that I show you guys, this Crystal Bible, as well as online at the Crystal Vaults. Shiva Lingham is only on the Crystal Vaults. It doesn't appear in my other texts here. But again, I use this one as a depiction of the feminine energies. And in that way, they call it the embodiment of the tranquil sea and sky. I love how this one in particular has really smooth, polished sides and then little rough spots where I'll cover the price tag. I think it detracts from its beauty. And see those rough spots where it's little caves and caverns. So I'll just read the tidbits here. It's definitely psychic and emotional realms, eases our connection with the psychic mental realms. It's connected with Atlantis, with the essence of dolphins, generally comes through with playfulness, joy, creation, harmony, balancing. And in that way, it does work to harmonize both body and soul. And so, as many of the other stones we've been channeling, it helps to create a healthy, habitable vessel for the soul to feel comfortable in. And both of these stones do assist with creation of sacred space, cleansing and purifying one's environment so that that sense of safety and security becomes generated from within. So this water element stone is actually, it's found in the Caribbean, and it said it was born of volcanic fire. So it was said that this helps balance the polarities within the self. You know, water and fire are the alchemical masculine feminine coming together, that pivotal moment of deep connection, whatever gender or spectrum of gender one would identify with, helps us to really bridge that and be able to expand instead of being just this or just that, which never is the totality of soul. Soul is so much more than a definition, right? So this also assists in cooling the temper, soothing fears, relieving stress, and then also at the same time nurturing both the physical and emotional, and all of the etheric bodies, the aura in general in that way. So it helps with the lessening the resistance between the self and the environment. Because of the safety and security, the expansion can happen, where when the fears and anxieties and anything else that we were talking about here tempers stress and imbalances on any level, can sometimes create resistance between self and those healings. So releasing emotional bonds that have served their purpose helps in inducing and deepening meditation. And it really helps with heart-based communication, with the courage to express deeply and thoroughly. So it's a truth-speaking stone, that gentle truth. Uh, Sometimes it's said to have hematite inclusions. Hematite is a nice magnetic stone generally. I've got this in a ring. I don't know if you'll be able to perceive of that. It's a little bit like a silver black. It's really gorgeous. It's also a stone of serenity. And again, the ebb and flow, it connects it with the motherhood and also the feminine on the maiden mother crone. So can help with pregnancy and postpartum, as well as all those other things that come up. In that same way, let's also include parenting in general, no matter your gender, helps a parent identify with their nurturing side and to be emotionally available for those that they care for, whether they have children or pets or whatever. So helps us connect with our nurturing self. It also helps with the throat chakra, helping us access our deepest wisdom. And it says that singers can both enhance and protect their voice. Sometimes I could use that for my broadcast. There you go. So also assists with finding one's soulmate, which came up yesterday in the Daily Dharma, the part 1. Also healing unresolved issues, fears, heart-based trauma, and the links to past lives that have been unresolved, or to, the past self, healing those family unresolved issues. So going along to the Shiva Lingham here. The Shiva Lingham is said to be more identified with the sacral chakra, the second chakra. So we've got the base, the root. Then the second one is the sacral, located nearer the reproductive organs. But I wanted to also bring in the important link between the digestive and the gut brain, and also the I'm losing it. It's not the central nervous system. Is it called the parasympathetic or sympathetic nervous system? The autonomic nervous system? I guess what I'm getting at is there's so many more nerve endings. There's so many more gratification centers happening at the gut level, that quite often the chemical self is not necessarily the soul self. And we won't get into that today. That's a whole extreme topic unto itself. If that interests you, go down that rabbit hole and check it out. Or put your pearls of wisdom in the description box, or excuse me, in the comments for others. So moving along, this then controls the flow of information between the body, the mind, and thus the spirit. So it gives us clues to whether we're safe or not safe. So it's that masculine fight, flight, freeze, fawn response to any type of fears or perceived aggression or conflict. And this can also really assist then with habits, patterns, behavior modification, and healing from trauma response in general. So in here also, Shiva Lingham cut is a reference to the phallus, from what I am reading and what I've been taught and told. So in this way, it definitely, and because of Shiva, if you don't know Shiva, you've got to check out Shiva. So one of the Hindu gods, also one of the things that I always call out when I think of Shiva is his role as the creator of the universe in Hindu tradition. And I am no expert, but from what I understand, he's associated with the story, as in many different cultures, where there was this preceding cosmic egg, primordial chaotic matter here, and it becomes unleashed, and Shiva, or this godlike energy, takes from that and creates the cosmos from there. Then you have the god, I believe it's Krishnu, I believe, that is the preserver of those energies. And then we have Ganesh, the elephant headed god, who is then the destroyer of blockages, limitations, and whatnot. I also like to give Kali a little shout out for the feminine destroyer energy. So the Shiva Lingam is said to be made from the minerals within the river that it's found in, mixed with meteorites. So in that way, it has a lot to do with the salt of the earth mingled with the cosmic. And so this way it's able to blend and integrate masculine and feminine polarities, much like the Larimar does in its own little way, associated with the yin and yang, the polarity balance, and the completion and complementary nature of energies at play in our lives, helps us to really mirror and become aware of how we have power in our life to shift and create and co-create with spirit. By the way, I did see a rainbow this morning. It was beautiful, and in here it was saying about how it can balance the chakras through, I believe, right action. Right order is the card that comes up in the deck. So also a space setting stone in that way, helping us to find our path and to set up our own connection with spirituality and faith. It's related to Kundalini energy, that base coiled serpent-like energy at the base of the spine, that as we ascend our vibrational resonance, either in a meditative practice or another practice, we can generate much. Kundalini is life force energy that's circulated throughout the body, creating chi. It's related with sex, of course, and reproductive organs, vitality, our sexual identity, and our ability to feel identified with our sensual self, sensual nature on a balanced level, not too much, not too little. And what else? Life force energy. Yeah, so it can also help us with treating any sense of repression, repressed emotions, repressed emotional needs, repressed memories, and in that way, inter integrating these elements, from calling them up from the depths so they can be seen and exposed to the light of day and expunged from our energy. And so thereby alleviating our blocks to our creative process and our spiritual process. So I also have down here that figure 8 with equal opposite mirror. And so these two stones can really help. Whoops, I picked up the wrong one. Fluorite wanted in. Little honorable mention. But these two stones together can really help to work with both the masculine and feminine energies in your life, and calling in a soulmate by, becoming the best version of yourself so that you get what you really deserve, because you are now who you really deserve. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to share the love and like and subscribe, and let me know your experience with those stones in the comments. So take care and check in with the Daily Dharma later, folks.